Hey everyone, my name is Olga and I'm happy to see you here in this new video. And today we are gonna try new limited edition from Rival Loves Me, Nordic Bliss. We are gonna do two eye makeup looks using this palette in order to try all shades from this palette. We're gonna try almost all products from this collection. Exceptions are gonna be right here. And final look you can see right now. So let's go. Time for the first look, and we are gonna try today mainly red colors. And I wanna try these three lovely metallics, most likely, and this glitter shimmer. I'm not a big fan of such textures, but still we're gonna try them. And probably we're gonna try almost all matte. We have only 4 matte eyeshadows, so we'll see. And we're gonna start probably from this shade Mold Wine. And by the way, some shades, they look quite familiar. I'm gonna add it to the outer corner. Ooh, pigmentation is quite nice. I would say between average and high. As well, adding the same shade on the lower lid. Now let's try to add this shade in the crease, but I think actually it's slightly darker than this one, but let's find out. Grabbing on the medium size brush, and let's try. Well, may work. For blending everything into skin, I'm gonna use a palette from Essence. We have a slightly pink, light pink shade here, and I'm gonna use the shade right here. Now, I want to add the darker shade closer to the outer corner and lash line. And let's blend it slightly into this shade. So adding a little bit and back to the previous shade and slightly blending. Now let's try red shimmers and. I'm gonna start from this shade and gonna add it closer to the outer corner. Very basic metallic, and Avon might be used as a satin shade, but it's quite dark and not that interesting actually. And now let's apply it this shade, the last red shade, on the lower lid closer to the outer corner. And actually they look so familiar. In the inner corner I want to add white shade and I want to check it out. Lovely and quite pigmented. And probably let's try to add eggnog slightly on the lower lid. And let's a little bit of this glitter on top. I'm gonna start from the center and actually want to add it in the center directly. Near the lash line, adding black eyeliner. In the waterline, I want to add blue liner. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Okay, final look. And final thoughts. First of all, I'm not happy with this look. It reminds me 2016 or something like this. Second thing, I'm not happy with the quality, especially if we talk about matte eyeshadows and if we talk about these glitters. Matte eyeshadows, they may stuck while being blended, and actually they look quite familiar. So we have 3 different shades, but actually on eyes, on eyelid, they look exactly the same, more or less. It's slightly visible that they are different, but not really. And yeah, it's not that easy to work with them. Moreover, I think that if you have an allergy to some eyeshadows, you may have allergy to this palette because it contains way too many red eyeshadows. And actually, if we talk about matte eyeshadows, you don't have a choice. You have only 3 basic matte eyeshadows and that's it. Related to metallics, same thing. On eyelid, they look more or less the same. It's almost not visible that there is a slight difference. It might be visible, but not that really. This glitter, first of all, it's outdated. Second thing, it dissolves eyeshadows. And my eyeshadows started to crease already. And it's bad. It's way too bad. So I'm not happy. I don't like it. I don't like this look. And by the way, if we talk about red eyeshadows, they are tricky and they may not really work to each and everyone. And I suggest using a blue eyeliner in the waterline. In this case, your eyes wouldn't appear that watery and that red. And in this case, it might be far better. But if you apply everything as it is, and if you didn't sleep well, no, definitely no. I don't know. I really don't know. Metallics are basic. Yes, they're not pigmented. They are not that visible. They appear more like matte eyeshadows, so they can be used as satin shades. It's possible to do something, but you definitely need an additional palette. So I'm not that happy. Now I'm gonna show you eye makeup look closely and before. I've used on lips today Maybelline shade 1 and a lip gloss from Azam in shade Golden Star. And now I'm gonna show you eye makeup closely and we are gonna see each other in the evening. I have my makeup on around 8 hours and it looks bad, way too bad, and the main reason is related to the glitter. It's the main reason. If I didn't apply it, it would be far better. But still, if we talk about matte eyeshadows, they seem more or less okay, but actually I've applied today 3 shades, yeah? I mean, they look more or less the same on eyelids, so I'm not that happy about that. Related to the metallics, they were okay, they were basic, but I'm not happy with the quality. Time to do our final look and of course to try some other products. We are gonna start from the blush. I do like this shade, looks lovely. And of course I'm gonna use a brush for applying this product on skin. I don't have any powder because this product may not really work over a powder. It may, but it's a little bit questionable. So let's start. Oh, beautiful shade. It's slightly, I would say it's slightly dewy and it smells so good. But you don't really have much time for blending, so better to blend everything at the beginning. It looks quite lovely. Pigmentation, I would say it's between average and high. So be careful and don't use a lot, and especially don't apply the product directly on skin, otherwise you might be in trouble. Looks lovely and doesn't dissolve foundation. Highlighter time, and I'm gonna apply it directly on foundation, and due to this highlighter should appear brighter. But of course you can apply it over a powder. Looks lovely and it smells quite lovely, but I suggest keeping this thin, otherwise, no, it doesn't have any scent. I was wrong. Okay, anyway, I suggest keeping this thin, otherwise all these pieces might be easily broken. So I'm gonna apply using a brush, looks lovely. And if we talk about the shade, I would say it is a mix of champagne and pink. It's not that bright actually, but looks fine, doesn't emphasize skin texture, and might be layered. It contains even a bit of golden. eye makeup, and I will do my best for trying almost all golden shades. And of course we are gonna use red matte eyeshadows. I don't have really big choice, but still I'm gonna use as a crease shade something else. I'm not gonna use this shade, not anymore. It's useless, and if I use it, it will break the look fully, so I'm not gonna do it. As well, we have these lashes to try, false lashes. I think that they are way too curl, but okay, anyway, we are gonna try it. I'm gonna start from what? From the darker shade, most likely. No, from medium shade. We are gonna do a kind of a smudge twin, a kind of. So I will use this shade as the medium shade and shade Cookie as the darkest shade. So grabbing a little bit and gonna start from the outer corner. I'm not that impressed by this palette, but still we should try other shades. Applying to the outer corner and kind of drawing a wing. Time to use smaller brush and gonna use the darker shade and gonna apply it near the lash line and of course closer to outer corner and blending the shade into the previous one. As a crease shade, I'm gonna use a palette from Catrice and gonna use this shade. So grabbing a little bit and gonna blend the edge. Here I'm gonna use the shade as a crease shade, as I've already told you, and blending everything slightly out. Time to try some shimmers, and I'm gonna start probably from this slightly pink shade and gonna apply it closer to the outer corner. It's so flaky and dusty. And applying it right here. So it's gonna be a kind of a transition shade. Changing the side. Now I wanna add golden shade and same thing. Okay, that's life. So be careful while applying. It looks so cheap. I know that it's cheap, but I mean, it looks way too cheap on eyelid. Back to the shade, and I'm gonna add it slightly on the lower lid, and we are gonna try other shimmers. Probably till here. And now let's try other shimmers. I'm gonna start from Egg Knock probably, and I'm gonna use it in the inner corner. Same thing. I think that the texture is exactly the same. It's flaky, it's dusty, and it doesn't really look nice. Now I'm gonna use... Okay, we're gonna try actually all shades. I'm gonna start from this shade and gonna apply it closer to the outer corner. And the quality of this shade is better. Okay, these 4 shades have the same formula. They're okay, they're not dusty. Yes, they're simple, and actually they might be used at some point as matte shades, but at least they look fine. Others, bad. Okay, let's try this shade. Okay, slightly better. Okay, fine. And the last one is this one. And I mean, the quality is bad. Really bad. I don't like this palette at all. Near the lash line, I'm gonna use black eyeliner from Kika Milano. And I'm slightly gonna blend it right here. Time to try false lashes, and I'm gonna use them closer to the outer corner because we have only one size here. And probably I will use these lashes from Catrice as well. So let's try. I'm quite disappointed by this palette. The quality is not the best one. Okay, we are gonna discuss everything quite soon. So adding a little bit of glue and looks more or less fine, but I thought that they would be slightly longer, but okay, anyway. The only thing which is left is mascara, but I'm gonna apply it in the background. Of course, I've used some other first lashes because it's not enough. It's not enough. And we have, as I've already told you, only one size here. Only one product is left and we are gonna try it. It's called Magic Glitter Lip Gloss. But I think that it looks more like a lipstick, not like a lip gloss. And it's quite glittery. Smells not the best one. And slightly sandy. But anyway, I think that I will keep it. If you like metallic finish, probably, I think so, you will like this product. If you don't like, definitely it's not your choice. I will finish my makeup look and we are going to discuss everything. I am quite happy with the final look, but there are some questions and mainly they are related to the eyeshadow palette. I'm not that happy with the quality. As a reminder, don't forget that what I'm gonna tell you, it's my personal opinion, and of course, probably you're gonna see or you're gonna hear something else from other people. I'm gonna start from the products I do like, and I will explain why I do like them. My top two products from this collection, these two, a lovely blush and lovely highlighter, work perfectly. They both work perfectly and I don't have any questions. Yes, of course, we can talk quickly about the highlighter, that it may have some issues, but still looks perfectly on skin and work nicely. We're gonna start from the blush. Perfect. We have, I would say, quite much product here, probably around, wow, we have 11 milliliters here. Impressed. Easy to work with it, easy to blend, looks lovely on skin, quite pigmented, so be careful. Easy to apply, doesn't dissolve foundation, slightly shimmer, so I would say that this blush has more dewy finish. Love it, like it, looks great. Beautiful shade. I would say it's slightly warm, so be careful, but it's more on neutral side still. Like it. Be careful while applying and don't apply directly on skin because it's way too pigmented and you can easily apply too much. Like it, love it, no questions. Highlighter looks perfectly on skin, doesn't emphasize skin texture. It is a mix of champagne and pink and with a bit of golden. I do like this shade and I do like the result. It looks beautiful on skin and easy to work with. It doesn't have visible base. So perfect. The only thing that you should be aware of that it's quite easy to break the pearls and yeah, so don't throw away this part and keep it as it is. Lovely, like it, looks really wonderful. I would say it's quite bright at some point. And if you wanna see the brighter result, just simply apply a little bit more or you can easily layer this product. My top two products, and I definitely think that they are the best from this collection. A bit least favorite product, but still I do think it is a nice product to try. Magic Glitter Lip Gloss. It looks lovely. It looks really beautiful on lips, and I've just simply applied a bit of a lip liner, a red lip liner, and work nicely. This product is quite pigmented and I can't really say that it is a lip gloss. It's more like a liquid lipstick actually. Of course it may transfer, but due to this you can, it's quite comfortable to wear this product. It's not dry and it's shimmery and slightly metallic, but at the same time it's not super sandy. So you don't really feel glitters on lips. At the beginning you can feel it, but later on everything seems fine. It's quite pigmented, so you can easily wear it as it is. And well, I'm impressed actually. Shade is more neutral red, so it should work nicely for everyone. If we talk about glitters, mainly golden, a bit of purple, and a bit of pink. I think it is a nice product to try, and currently such formulas, they are quite popular and it doesn't cost a lot. Unfortunately, the scent and the flavor is not the best one, but you can feel it only within, let's say, 1-2 minutes. So I think it's lovely. But of course, if you don't like metallic finish on lips, but here it looks quite nicely. I'm not a big fan of metallic finish, but this product looks lovely. So maybe you wouldn't like it. But if you do prefer some metallic finishes, I mean, it looks good. It looks good and it works nicely. Lashes, false lashes. Probably I've expected a little bit more. It is a basic product, actually. You can order something familiar from Temu or AliExpress or Amazon. So easily you can find something familiar. It's quite cheap, so that's why not? We have only one size here, so you have to combine it with some other false lashes, so bear in mind. But still, basic false lashes, nothing to add. If you need them, why not? If you don't need them, you don't need them, simply. But of course, you have to use a glue with this product. And the product I don't really like from this collection is the eyeshadow palette. I think it's bad. The quality is not the best one. And when I received this product, I've ordered everything online, so I didn't see these products before buying them. And when I received it, I was kind of disappointed because I felt like I made an order from AliExpress or Temu, if we talk about this palette. It doesn't look that good, and the quality is not the best one. We are gonna start from matte eyeshadows. We have only 4 matte eyeshadows here. They are blendable, they are quite pigmented. Pigmentation is around average. You can layer them, but you're not gonna receive high pigmented eyeshadows. You can apply them over something, for instance, over an eyeshadow base, and in this case it should be far better, but still, they may stuck while being blended, so be careful, especially it's related to this shade. I don't know why, but it happens like this. Second thing, not second, but anyway, we have 3 slightly red eyeshadows here. On eyelid, they look exactly the same, especially if you blend them together. These two are okay, especially this the darker shade. It's slightly different, but still it has a red undertone, and that's why when you kind of add it near the other shades, it appears more red. And let's recall the first makeup look. It looked way too red. And if you have any allergy to makeup, to eyeshadow palettes, you can definitely have an allergy after using this particular palette because it's red. And if we talk about red pigment, it's quite bad from allergy point of view, so be careful. So yeah, these shades, they are not complicated at all, especially if you apply them on the eyelid. In the palette, they look far better and they look a bit more complicated. In real life, when you start applying them, when you start blending them, everything is not that great. And that's why actually when I started to work with this palette, when I started to blend these eyeshadows, I was like, typical AliExpress and Temu eyeshadows. So it may work, okay, but I think that you can add some extra money and buy a palette from Catrice. Okay, it's gonna be 10 euro, but the quality is gonna be far better. Moving to the shimmers, probably. We have 2 formulas here. I would say metallic satin. and basic metallic. We're going to start from metallic satin, and we have 4 shades. If we talk about these red shades, same thing, they look more or less the same on eyelid. And especially if you apply them near these red matte eyeshadows, you're not gonna see big difference. But this metallic formula is quite nice. Actually, it's not dusty. It might be applied with a brush and it looks lovely. It doesn't emphasize skin texture. But if we talk about metallics here, everything is not that great. So I can't really add anything more if we talk about these metallic satin shades. I can describe you some shades, but still, I'm not that sure that you do really need it. Okay, anyway, so back to basic metallics. They appear on swatches quite nicely, and they look quite nicely on eyelid if you do some tricks. But they are dusty, they are quite dry, and they are flaky. And be careful while applying these metallics because they can easily fall off. They can easily emphasize skin texture. And if we talk about this golden metallic, it looks so lovely on swatches. In real life, on eyelid, it looks flaky and quite strange, I would say. It's quite, I even can't really say that it's pigmented. It appears more like a topper on eyelid, but it's not really a topper. It's metallic, it's basic metallic. It has a visible base, but when you start applying it with a brush, it's not visible. So that's why I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So I don't like these metallics. They are quite bad from quality point of view. And the best 2 shades, I think, are these ones. This Eggnog is, I would say it's more like beige, golden beige or something like this. Looks lovely, but yeah, it's quite flaky, and if you apply it on the eyelid, it would appear a little bit strange. So I suggest applying them in the inner corner or on the lower lid. In this case, it's going to be far better. This shade is quite beautiful as well. It's Rose Champagne and it looks quite lovely, but on the eyelid, it looks quite simple, I would say. So yes, I'm disappointed. Glitters. Back to 2015, I would say. Or back to eyeshadows again from AliExpress and Temu. These glitters, size of these glitters is quite big, and they have slightly oily base. And due to this, when you apply them over something on eyelid, they just simply dissolve products before. So that's why if you wanna have a nice look, and if you don't want to have, if you don't want to see any creases, don't use these eyeshadows, or use them on body, for instance. And in this case, it's going to be far better. And I don't suggest using them on eyelid, especially if you have deep eyes, hooded eyes. If you have ideal eyes, they may work for you. Otherwise, they will crease within, I would say, within 10 minutes, actually. It worked that way yesterday when I did my first look, and I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So yeah, if we talk about this color story back to 2015, 2016, it's red and with a bit of golden. Of course, it's possible to do some nice makeup looks, but you definitely need one more palette because we don't have enough matte eyeshadows here. I do like some shimmers. I mean, more shade, the shade actually, not the quality. It's possible to do some nice looks, but you would have to spend time for doing them. And save your money and buy a palette from Catrice. Really, it's going to be far, far better. If you want to try some nice shimmer eyeshadows, take these single eyeshadows from Catrice, and they are going to be far, far better. I think it's personal opinion, but I don't like this palette. I've expected more. Yes, I know that it's cheap, but it doesn't mean that we should kind of say, oh, it is a cheap palette, that's why it's perfect. No, it shouldn't be the case. We shouldn't care about the price. We should care about the quality, because these two products, they are cheap, but they're amazing and they look wonderful on skin. And if I didn't know that this product costs 2 or 3 euro and I saw it on skin, I would probably think that it's something more expensive. Same thing here. And no, I mean, no. Now let's take a look how all the products behave during the day. I have my makeup on around 9 hours and we are gonna check everything out. Blush, highlighter, they look perfectly on skin. Lips, everything was actually quite fine and it was quite comfortable to wear this product. Eye makeup, this time everything looks far better. Of course, shimmers may crease, but it's not that bad. So if you don't apply glitters over, it should be more or less fine. But it's the question of your time and the shades. And we are done for today. Let me know down below what do you think about the products we've tried today, and what do you think about having time to time Rival Loves Me, Rival Dulu, limited edition reviews. If you're interested in them, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please of course don't forget to put a thumbs up, and of course consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant and wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.